The Tabletop Time studio, it's hard to believe that we have been in here for, well, 2.5 years. We've been making so much content in this studio. It's been a ride by the seat of your pants, patch things together and do what you can with what you've got scenario, and it's about to be 2024 and it's time to change that. So in this video, we're gonna be changing the way we do things. We're gonna be pulling apart our setup, but not before we show you exactly how it worked and what we're gonna be changing it to. We're also gonna talk to you about all of our plans in 2024, about how we can make content better together in the future, and really all the things we're excited for. Before we can get into all of that, let's have a little look at how things sit and maybe clean this place up a little bit. What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
It's tabletop time.
Hey, tabletop time. All right, so cleaning things up. I'm gonna go get a coffee or something. You guys good to clean up?
What?
Shoot them into the wilderness. Just launch them. Be free. So Jazza put this rig together when we first started, and it served for a pretty long time pretty well. However, as we've grown and changed and the amount of time people work on the channel has increased, more often than when it was built, we actually have 3 people working side by side. One of the biggest issues with this rig is wobbles. See how much that Vallejo it wobbles and can wobble for quite some time. The other problem is these legs impede on your ability for 2 people to sit in side by side, because you bump this, which then in turn bumps all the other equipment and basically ruins shots. So we need to be able to have 2 people sitting side by side here, and to do that we have to get rid of legs, which means the rig needs to be on the table. So this is very jury rigged. I'm not entirely sure how it was built. Jazza knows. But
I will take it to the grave.
Didn't you do a video on it?
I didn't reveal my secrets.
Oh.
Do you think I'm going to tell you how to make this I need something that makes me special.
So we're gonna pull it all apart and make something better.
It's all duct tape and cable ties.
So basically the way this works, this is a new addition, is we have some power boards up here, and these are all connected to a bunch of Magic arms, and these arms have our cameras. We have 2 Blackmagic Micro Studios with some lenses, one set up on the right and one on the left. The theory being the right shoulder cam is for the left-hander, aka me, and the left camera is for the right-hander, because otherwise, you know, you get the hand in the camera. There's also 2 monitors that we can use to watch what we're doing, and they're, you know, not the most ideally set up. In fact, I think that is about to de-thread and fall out of this and break expensive equipment if you get a close-up of that. That is not set up. That's just fate. That's just where we're at.
Good thing we're redoing the set.
Oh my God. Then we also have these 2 Redgrass Games lights. Some of the problems we face is that a lot of this setup gets in the way of the really cool TTT logo, which is on the wall, which we want to be able to show off when we record to camera like this, TTT. So getting rid of some of this rig would be cool. And the other thing is, it's sort of lost functionality over time. We have like miscellaneous cables hanging around that we're not entirely sure what they plug into.
That was the overhead light before we had these. It was just, that was just here.
The HDMI. Okay, I'm glad someone knows. It just needs to be redone. And to do that, we've actually got some help who've been supporting the channel a few times, which is Niwa, who make tech goods lighting rigs set up. And they've sent us a on-table rig that we can attempt to use on this one. But before we can get into that and looking at the Niwa lights and setup that they've sent us, and also some of the other equipment we use in the studio, we're gonna pull this apart and see what we've got to work with.
Throw it in the dumpster. Throw it in the dumpster.
For the Omnisci. For the Omnisci, I am a useless crab claw. Yeah! Oh, God.
Garrick, you have done goofed.
I wish it could look like this all the time.
Just how open it is.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice? So we have discovered these tables are absolutely filthy. So the best way to clean them is to sand them. I'm not gonna do that. Murray's gonna do that because he's a trained professional and I am not. But we're gonna wheel these out so that he can get started. So let's wheel out some tables.
You cut to footage of trained professional Murray cutting a table in half with a circular saw. Thank you.
Murray? Murray? Murray?
know what you're talking about.
Did you what is this? Murray!
Nothing happened.
Murray!
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
absolute goose!
I thought you were spotting me.
That's on camera now!
Murray, what are you doing?
I'm just fixing the table.
There's a boo-boo.
There is a boo-boo.
Fix the boo-boo. Trained professional. So Niwa have sent us a new rig, which I think is similar to this one, which is going to be really cool. So we're going to open it up, have a look, and yeah, check it out. A leg. See the key difference already. This looks like an easy build.
Yeah. Slot into A.
Yeah, stress. Not even once. I'll live. This thread has been used and abused. So we've got the vague setup of the rig looking pretty good. Now originally we weren't sure which of Niwa's tabletop mounts would be appropriate. We got one that clamped on the table, one that sat on the table, and ultimately we've used both. And that's one of the advantages to Niwa's stuff is that they're very cross-compatible, which means we've used the vertical uprights for the table rig to create these mounts for our cameras. We've also used the RGB 660s from Niwa, which can be controlled by an app, complete lighting control, hue, saturation, color, and they'll provide some really good room lighting to our setup. Now it looks really clean, but we do need to do all the cabling. So we're gonna go ahead and do some cabling and see what this feels like, well, with all that stuck on it. Hopefully it'll still feel pretty open and clean. I'm so much more excited about like just folding that down and presenting to camera. Like we can just go boop, boop. Like this is so much nicer than the mess that we had behind us of cables. So this is really cool.
And it's the new year. Well, I'm back. Well, I'm back. Dave and Jen have spicy cough, so it's just me. Most of this has already been done, and I'm just going to continue on, get some things set up, and I'm going to cut this wood so we have nice platforms to put all the drawers and trays on. That'll be really nice. I think it's just time to get into it. Now, this is the leg to the rig on the other table. There's an issue that has annoyed us for quite a while with this setup, which is it bangs against the foot here. So I'm going to take these shelves out as well. I'm going to raise them on a piece of MDF so we can slide them out a lot nicer. So I just have to dismantle all this now. Easy, easy. The whole studio is now freshly cleaned and reinvigorated for the new year. It's a great way to start, just come into a new clean place. Hopefully Dave and Jen really, really like it. I've yet to even send them a photo. So anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this little video. It's a bit of a novelty, just sort of setting up the studio space. Let us know in the comments if you like this sort of thing. Also, let us know your projects for the start of the year. We've seen a lot of people in our own community, in our Discord, making plans, pulling out new things, and making resolutions to finish what they had already started months or years ago. That's been really cool. So if you want to join our community, the links are in the description. And if you want to back us on Patreon, then you also get access to our patron tier Discord functions, such as mini review, which of course will be starting up again this year. It'll be awesome to see what everyone has gotten up to over the short break and just to dive back into it. So hopefully we'll see you very soon on the next video, the first video filmed in this new setup. So until then, it's tabletop time.
We're back. Well, I'm back. I've recovered. Murray's done a great job doing the setup. It looks so good. But I realized in coming into the studio at this time, we never really told you about what we've done, why we've done it. So I'm going to do a quick tour and show you what we've done, the changes we've made, and why we think that's going to help. So come on. So if you're looking to get some professional grade equipment at a really good price, check out Niwa. They've actually got a discount code for us and for you. It's TTT Tech. I thought it'd be funny to have quadruple T, and it'll get you 21% off everything on their website, which is a super good deal. Jen and I use their equipment at home as well, and we can really vouch for it. It's some great stuff. So thank you again to Niwa for supporting the channel and for sending us this equipment, because it really helps us to make the best productions we can, and we're really looking forward to going into 2024 with it. But with the tech setup all done, I should show you what it does, what we've changed. First most obvious thing is the lighting, which I briefly want to point out. Something I really like is the app control hue saturation is really cool, and we've actually got these lights at the front. We've shown you them before. They're set up as well, so that means we can really control our studio lighting and make it as dramatic and bizarre as we want. So there's a lot of little changes we've made to the setup, and mostly you'll notice clarity and accessibility, and also the ability to move stuff. One thing I really love is these camera arms, which we can just slide out like that. So if we need the space, boop, boop. Something else that's quite exciting is this arm up here, which we haven't really talked about. One of the more famous behind the scenes members of Tabletop Time that you may or may not be aware of is Selfie Bucket, or I believe Selfie Bucket Chan has gone around a bunch as our like weeb joke, because it's funny. We really should draw some little like ooh-woo eyes on it, put some bows in its hair. Selfie Bucket has been very important because Selfie Bucket is about the right height to put this camera that you're watching on so we can record to camera. It's awful. It's not a good solution. Well, the easiest way to show you how this will work is to just do it. So would you look at that? That was, well, pretty easy, wasn't it? It's a little bit off kilter. I'll just adjust that. That's a bit nicer than a selfie bucket. So this means we can get way easier shots. We can transition from tripods to monopods, from Liam on the camera to me forcibly grabbing the camera and chucking it on the rig. Obviously the magic arm also has a lot of capacity to move, so we can do all kinds of things with a bit of finicky fiddling. So we can get all different angles. It's very cool, it's going to be super useful, and it's also going to massively improve our capacity to film in a lot of ways, even though it's such a simple change, right? You can see we're gonna be able to do a lot of stuff. So that's really cool, really excited about that. And excited by how easy it is to transition away from and back to Liam. So Selfie Bucket can be Murray's thing now. So with adjustable lighting everywhere, this is gonna be super easy to use. Overall, I think it's gonna make for a much better experience. And not only that, we can officially sit side by side. Those pesky legs we mentioned at the start of the video, this is a little bit snug, that's fair, but when we do need to use it, it's usable, it's functional. We have 2 filming spaces. It's fine, it works. And it'll be Jen and myself working here, so that's fine. Which means Murray's happy, because he basically gets well, a desk all to himself. And a final little nice touch is because we've cleared away so much of the clutter, it means accessing these paints is actually significantly easier. We had a lot of trouble getting to some of them because there's so much clutter and mess in the way, but now that's not a problem. Most of the cabling and systems are completely out of the way, so it'll be really good to use. And I'm really happy with what we've achieved in a pretty short space of time. So that's the rig. I hope it makes sense to you. We have so much content to come in 2024 and hopefully it's going to be a huge year, but what's it going to look like? Well, we're going to be delivering more long form projects where we work on things and bring you along for the journey. Whether that's my Chaos Knights, Jen's Sisters of Battle, our Warhammer Epic, board builds, anything like that, we are going to be diving a little bit deeper and a little bit more personally and intimately into our hobby projects, which I think will be really fun and rewarding for everyone. We're not going to make any massive, bold promises. I think the era of that is over, and I don't really want to be beholden to things we've said we were going to do like 2 years ago. So here's the list. Giant Kill Team Battle, pitched by Jazza using the giant McFarlane models and 3D prints. We're never going to do that. I have no interest in doing that. No one on the team really cares about that anymore. And another channel did it probably better than we were going to do it. So we're not doing that, it's done. The only other thing I think that we promised is a Kill Team battle report with Sisters versus Trader Guard on the Cathedral. We do want to do that. It might be Combat Patrol instead of Kill Team, not sure. And I think that's it. I think that we're kind of up to date. We have that cool canal board that we never finished. We do want to finish that too. We don't want to leave things half done. But beyond that, going into 2024, no big promises on crazy projects. We're not building a scale model Squidmar out of Warlord Titans. It's whatever comes up, whatever we have fun with. So let's do it. Let's go into 2024 and just make some cool stuff and enjoy making it. Hope you join us for the ride. So thanks for your support so far and into a big year. You can go now. Bye. You can go.
It's hard to do this with one hand.